Welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into the eerie world of Krampus, the horned Christmas demon from Alpine folklore. We're talking about the real deal, the stuff of nightmares. Stick around as we explore 6 allegedly real sightings of this terrifying figure. Our first stop takes us to Deam, Massachusetts in 2015. This quaint town, known for its rich history and picturesque landscapes, became the unlikely setting for a chilling encounter that would leave a family deeply shaken. A family, the Millers, claimed to experience unsettling events after their son Billy jokingly attempted to summon Krampus. What started as a harmless prank quickly spiraled into a series of terrifying occurrences that the family could never have anticipated. It began subtly, with strange noises at night, scratching in the walls, disembodied whispers. These eerie sounds would echo through the house, often waking the family in the dead of night, leaving them on edge and sleep-deprived. Naturally, the Millers brushed it off at first. They tried to rationalize the noises, attributing them to the house settling or perhaps a small animal trapped in the walls. But then things escalated and the occurrences became impossible to ignore. Objects started moving on their own. Lights flickered uncontrollably. The family would find furniture inexplicably rearranged, and personal items would vanish only to reappear in odd places. The once cozy home now felt hostile and unpredictable. The family dog refused to leave Billy's side, whimpering and trembling. The loyal pet, usually full of energy, became a nervous wreck, constantly on alert and often growling at unseen entities. And then came the smell. A foul, almost unbearable odor began to permeate the house. A pungent, almost sulphurous odor, particularly strong around Billy's room. The smell was so intense that it would make the family gag, and no amount of cleaning or airing out the room seemed to help. Mrs. Miller swore she saw a large, shadowy figure lurking in Billy's room. This dark silhouette would appear at the foot of Billy's bed, watching silently, sending chills down her spine and leaving her paralyzed with fear. The final straw came when Billy found a pile of rotting branches arranged in the shape of a man on his bedroom floor. This grotesque figure seemed to be a sinister warning, a tangible manifestation of the malevolent presence haunting their home. Terrified, the Millers called a local paranormal investigator, who concluded they were experiencing high-level paranormal activity, possibly linked to Krampus. The investigator used various tools, including EMF readers and thermal cameras, to document the strange phenomena, confirming the family's worst fears. The Millers were left to grapple with the reality that their home was no longer a safe haven, but a battleground for supernatural forces. For our next case, we travel to Tyrol, Austria, a picturesque region known for its stunning alpine scenery and charming villages. In the winter of 1987, 10-year-old Franz Gruba vanished without a trace. The disappearance of this young boy sent shockwaves through the tight-knit community. It was the day after St. Nicholas Day, a festive time when the village was alive with celebrations and the ominous presence of Krampus, the mythical creature said to punish naughty children. Franz had reportedly been taunting other children about Krampus, boasting that he wasn't afraid of the creature. Little did he know his bravado would soon be put to the test. Search parties combed the snowy mountains, tirelessly scouring the area for any sign of Franz. Volunteers from neighboring villages joined the effort, but despite their best efforts, no trace of the boy was found. Witnesses reported seeing a large horned figure lurking in the woods, a sight that sent chills down the spines of even the bravest searchers. The figure's presence was both terrifying and perplexing. Others claimed to hear chains rattling and guttural growls at night, sounds that seemed to come from deep within the forest. These eerie noises only added to the growing sense of dread. A local shepherd described encountering a creature with glowing red eyes and immense size. He recounted how the creature's gaze seemed to pierce through the darkness, leaving him paralyzed with fear. Fear gripped the village as sightings continued. Parents kept their children indoors, and the once lively streets became eerily quiet. The community was on edge, unsure of what to believe. Weeks turned into months, and the search for Franz was called off. The harsh winter conditions made it impossible to continue, and hope began to fade. Some villagers believe Franz was taken by Krampus, a theory that gained traction as more and more people reported strange encounters and sightings. The Tyrolean incident remains one of the most unsettling tales associated with the Krampus legend. To this day, the story of Franz Gruba serves as a chilling reminder of the dark side of folklore and the mysteries that still haunt the snowy mountains of Tyrol. Our next tale comes from Reddit, where a user, Redditor_42, shared a chilling story from his childhood in rural Montana. He described a terrifying encounter with a creature he believes was Krampus. The encounter occurred on Christmas Eve. That night he heard a low growl outside his window. Curiosity got the better of him. He peered out and saw a tall, hairy beast with glowing red eyes and menacing horns. The creature stared at him for what felt like an eternity. Then it vanished into the night. The encounter left Redditor_42 deeply shaken. He never acted out around Christmas again, terrified the creature would return. The story left many readers wondering if there might be more to it than meets the eye. Let's journey to Edinburgh, Scotland, where bizarre sightings in 2013 left locals scratching their heads. It started with a blurry photograph near Edinburgh Castle, showing a large horned figure. More sightings began to surface. People reported seeing a similar figure in various locations around the city. Descriptions were consistent: tall, dark, and horned, with a menacing aura. One eerie account came from students who encountered the figure in Calton Hill. They heard heavy footsteps and chains rattling. Terrified, they ran, hearing sounds of pursuit. Some theorized it was a prankster, while others wondered if something more sinister was afoot. The sightings eventually ceased, leaving behind unanswered questions and holiday fear. We return to Reddit, where in 2021 a user, hiker_Dan, shared a chilling account of a supposed Krampus encounter. This story quickly gained traction, captivating the imaginations of many who read it. Hiker_Dan was on a solo camping trip in the Appalachian Mountains, a place known for its serene beauty and dense forests. He had been looking forward to this trip for months, eager to escape the hustle and bustle of city life and reconnect with nature. One night, as he lay in his tent, he was awakened by a strange guttural sound outside. It was unlike anything he'd ever heard before, a deep, resonant growl that sent shivers down his spine. The forest, usually filled with the sounds of nocturnal creatures, had fallen eerily silent. With his heart pounding, he unzipped his tent and cautiously peered outside. What he saw made his blood run cold. Standing just a few feet away was a tall, imposing figure, its silhouette stark against the dim light of the moon. The figure was humanoid in shape, but far too large and muscular to be human. It stood at least 7 feet tall, with broad shoulders and a menacing presence that seemed to radiate malevolence. As his eyes adjusted to the darkness, he could make out more details. The creature was covered in coarse, dark hair, and its hands ended in long, sharp claws. But what truly terrified him were the massive, curved horns that jutted from its head, giving it an almost demonic appearance. Its glowing red eyes were fixed on his tent, unblinking and filled with a predatory intelligence. For what felt like an eternity, they stared at each other, the creature's gaze never wavering. Then, as suddenly as it had appeared, the creature turned and vanished into the darkness, leaving hiker_Dan trembling and drenched in sweat. He spent the rest of the night wide awake, every rustle of leaves and snap of twigs sending him into a fresh wave of panic. At the first light of dawn, he hastily packed up his gear and left the campsite, vowing never to camp alone in those mountains again. The experience had shaken him to his core, and he couldn't shake the feeling that he had narrowly escaped something truly sinister. When he shared his story on Reddit, it was met with a mix of skepticism and concern. Some users dismissed it as a hoax, a figment of an overactive imagination or a ploy for attention. Others, however, pointed to the detailed description and the palpable fear in his writing. They argued that such a vivid account could not be easily fabricated and that perhaps there was some truth to his tale. The story left many wondering if there might be more to it than meets the eye. Could there be unknown creatures lurking in the depths of the Appalachian Mountains, waiting for the right moment to reveal themselves? Or was it simply a case of a tired mind playing tricks in the dead of night? The mystery remains unsolved, but Hiker Dan's account continues to haunt those who read it, a chilling reminder of the unknown lurking just beyond the campfire's glow. Our final tale takes us to Wisconsin, where Monsieur Foster experienced unsettling events. It began with vivid dreams of Krampus. In her dream, Krampus was a watchful, almost mournful entity. He appeared in a snowy forest, his glowing red eyes fixed on her. The dreams continued, each more vivid and unsettling. On Christmas morning, Foster found large, hoof-like footprints in the snow on her porch. The footprints were unlike any animal native to Wisconsin. They resembled the cloven hooves attributed to Krampus. Foster contacted local authorities and a paranormal investigator, but no one could explain the tracks. The footprints eventually melted, but the unsettling feeling lingered. Foster couldn't shake the feeling she had been visited by something ancient and unknowable. So, there you have it. 6 chilling tales of alleged Krampus encounters. These accounts fuel the enduring mystique of Krampus. Are these stories true encounters with the Christmas demon or products of overactive imaginations? We'll let you decide. While you're pondering, like this video, subscribe to our channel and hit that bell icon for more chilling tales from the unknown.